Hello, this is Natasha. Welcome to my video and my channel. If you're new to my videos and my channel, what I do is I give out my personal experience. I share my personal experience, my personal information that I've gathered through just research and experience as well. It doesn't matter how I acquire these items. To me, that doesn't really matter because I'm always going to give you my full honest experience to it. So that to me doesn't really matter. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about a Louis Vuitton purse or bag. And if you are the type of person that doesn't really like these types of videos, if you're offended by them, if you feel like it's not worth your time, it's okay. Just go ahead and find a video that probably will suit your needs better. All of my videos are here to help at least one person. It's not here to be offensive. It's not here to bother anybody, upset anybody, or make anybody feel bad. So I'm going to be talking about my Louis Vuitton Turenne PM. And here it is. This is the front. This is the side. This is the back. This is the other side. This is the bottom, and it does not have any feet, but it is slightly structured here. It is structured enough that if you feel it, it's not going to sag. And it's structured enough, to me, it's not too structured. I feel like there's hair on my face. It's not too structured in which it is too bulky and you can't move it. If you see that, you can kind of move it. So I do like that part too. It's just perfect. I'm going to measure the height and I'm going to do it in the middle. That would be 9 inches right there. And all my measurements are in the in inches, not in the metric format. I'm going to do the width and the bottom, which is 4.5. 4.5 right there. Or between 4.25 to 4.5. This is kind of hard just because it tapers. So I'm also going to do the width from the maximum in the middle, which is between 7.75 to 8. It doesn't really hit 8. It's in between. The top width, oh, this is going to be kind of hard. I don't know if I could do the top width. Yeah, I don't think I can do the top width. So I'm going to do the length from zipper to zipper. It is 11. Hold on, sorry about that. So that is 11 right there, 11 inches. For the middle, and this might not be very accurate because of the pleats, it is 15.5 because there's pleating right there, right here. The bottom, seam to seam, is 9.5. Right there, 9.5. Okay, because of the design of the bag, the width, I would say, changes through the entire bag. The width as well changes through the entire bag. And I don't believe the height changes. So I'm not going to do another measurement of that. The strap drop is between 4.25 to 4.5 there. It's between those two. So it's not very long as a strap drop, and I just put a lot of these. I prefer the packaging. These comes in like online orders. I prefer these than the bubbles because I think it keeps the structure better. This is my personal preference. I have used the plastic bubbles, and I don't know what it is. I think maybe because they're all free, I don't buy them. I don't feel like I should, since I get them. Sorry about that. My strap fell. So this is the strap. But anyway, in regards to what I stuff my bags in, I prefer the paper because it is harder. I do put a lot in there to keep the shape. With the bubbles, from my experience, at some point they can lose their air, and I keep tearing them off and throwing the unstructured ones and just keeping the ones with air still in there. So as much as possible, if I do have more of these papers, I will keep them and I will stuff my bags. I have, this used to be stuffed with just the air bubbles, and I changed that when I had more of the paper. So when you get the Turenne, it doesn't matter what the size. I believe you get it in 2 pieces like this. So I did separate it because this is in the bag. I keep it in the bag when I'm not using it. So for the long strap, I'm going to measure that from hook, because it's usually from the hook that you know you get your length. So when you attach it, so it's from the hook to the end, it is a little over 38 and a half. The short strap here is, oh goodness, I really don't like it when I'm trying to measure it and then it doesn't cooperate. So it's between 11 and a half to 11 and 3/4. I just looked at the date code today, and it was made, I think, 2 weeks into July of 2016. I didn't get this bag until September 2016, and I will have a different video in regards to my experience, because this is probably one of the worst experiences I've had in Louis Vuitton so far. I've had other bad experiences, but I think this is one of the worst. So usually, this is the, so I just attached that, and this is the shortest setting. It comes in 1, 2, 3, 4. It comes in 5 holes. So this is the shortest, and let me give you a mod shot for that. I am 5'5" for reference. For right now, I am pregnant, so you're gonna see my pregnant belly. There you go. So this I'm 5'5". That's the shortest for a shoulder bag. And if I wanted to do a crossbody, it would look like that. So there's not a huge difference, but oh my gosh, my hair is just everywhere. Sorry, let me just do this first. Okay, so shortest setting, right there, back, other side, front. Okay. I should have done it this way. I'm sorry. So, crossbody. Could do it that way too, but this way. And the back too. I do love this for a crossbody. I don't know. It's very convenient for me. I think that is the usual. Yeah, that's the usual setting I put it on. It's enough for me. I don't think I need it to be longer than that, but I'll do the second to the shortest just for reference for taller people out there. So this is what it looks like. The back view, other side, and the front. I should have probably done the front first. That's what it looks like. And the crossbody, front. There you go. you're gonna put, that's what it's gonna look like if you're gonna put it in the back. And then right there. And then right there. If you want it to be longer, hold on. I'll do the longest setting. I just don't want it to, this part to be too long. But I want to do the longest setting for all those tall people out there that want to see what it looks like. Okay, and 5'5" again. So I'm going to do the front first. That was my big mistake right there. Okay, this is for the this is the longest setting right here. To the side and the back. And for crossbody, front, side, back. Okay. So this is what I would consider a first impression, because I did only use it continuously probably minimum 6 to 9 months. There's also another reason for that. So I think I'm just gonna do a review on this bag, and I will save the bed experience relating to this bag a different video, just in case, you know, some people out there might not want to know about my bed experience about it, and I will share that to people that are interested in, so you'll have choices. Let's see here. So these, you see the pleats here, this kind of expands a little bit, but not too much. You can, it looks small, but it can be deceiving. You can fit a lot in here. And because it has a structured bottom, I don't use an organizer, and it's small enough that I don't really need an organizer for it. It has one big pocket right here. I don't know if you can see that. And then 2 pockets right here. One smaller one right here and one bigger one right here. It's very normal for Louis Vuitton. And this is the heat stamp. There is a D-ring, and if you have seen other of my videos, I do not use my D-rings. It's just a personal preference. Here is the heat stamp. This is the front, and it has this design right here for briquette leather as well, and then it has the piping right here, and it's the same on the other side. The tab is very, very thin. See that right there? That's the pull tab for the zipper. And the hardware is gold. The inside is textile lining, and it's purple. It's very beautiful. When you look at it, it just kind of looks like just plain purple. But I have noticed that sometimes when you do put it on a camera, sometimes it kind of looks like it's glittering, but there's no glitter in it. It doesn't look like, when I'm looking at it right now, it doesn't look like it has glitter in it. So, and on the opposing side, this is where the D-ring is. On the opposing side, it says here, might be kind of hard, it just says made in the USA of imported materials. So it has a tag in there. The reason I got the Turenne was I was looking for something that would be good for the summer. But I mean, I have certain items that I have to bring with me, so it had to be big enough. My first choice for a summer bag, like a small bag, it was between the Sienna PM and the Pochette Métis. However, I tried the Pochette Métis. It was too small for me, and then I think after I returned it, after I returned it possibly, I forgot if I returned it and exchanged it, or I just returned it and got a refund. I forgot, but I never used it. I just tried to fit my stuff in there to see if I would like it or not, if it's gonna fit the stuff that I would usually bring with me. Just one of those, what I usually bring that I'm comfortable with. So I did that. I didn't like it. I thought I would love it just because it had the it was mostly canvas in the monogram, but you know, looks can be deceiving. And when I saw it in person and I had it and I held it, I really didn't enjoy it very much. I guess it wasn't for me, and I didn't find it as beautiful as I thought I would, so I didn't keep it. I then kept on looking around, and then I saw the Sienna PM. I did my research. I saw a few reviews, which wasn't a lot. I believe there were maybe one or two out there about the Sienna PM. This wasn't a time in my life that I wasn't doing videos yet. I mean, if I would be buying stuff now, I would. I think I'm gonna do unboxings and make a decision if I will be keeping it or not. Usually I make that decision within the time that I'm opening it, within that hour. So, and it's not like I'll wait for it a few days. No, I'll know right away if I'm keeping the bag, I'm returning it, and all that stuff. So I didn't keep the Sienna PM, and to me it was just too tight. To me it was too small. To me, the things that I want to fit, the things that I would require to fit, doesn't fit. I prefer using hard cases for my sunglasses, and that's the hard cases that it comes with the sunglasses. So they're usually pretty bulky. Excuse me. And because of that, I tried my Bearberry sunglass, and it was really tight. And I had a hard time getting everything in. I usually want to see if it can fit my iPad mini 2. And, excuse me, it just didn't fit all my essentials. So that was one strike. I kind of thought, okay, maybe it would just be one of those bags that I'll have that I'll use on special occasions. I won't bring my iPad mini. It might be like a really fancy occasion, like a wedding or a formal event and stuff like that. So that's what I kind of thought. However, when I tried it on, I put the strap on because it has a detachable strap. When it hit my waist, I mean my hip, it kind of hurt me because the bottom of it is very structured and the rest of it is extremely structured. It reminded me of the Alma. Because of that, and I didn't even have, I tried it empty and I tried it with my stuff, and it already hurt my side. I just decided, you know what, this is just not for me. So I returned it, and initially when I was looking and I wanted to replace it, I didn't really think I would gravitate to this one. When I'm looking at pictures of this, it didn't really look as beautiful as when I got it in person. So I thought I'd just try it out, and when it arrived, it was just so beautiful. So that was why I have this, and I've kept it, and I love it ever since. Due to my pregnancy, I have changed and used my Speedy Bandier, or B. Some people would say Speedy B, just for short, 30. Just due to the fact of my current circumstance, and I have to bring snacks all the time for safety and health risks. So for what I usually want to bring, I don't want to ruin my snacks when I put them in here, and I don't like overstuffing my bags. So I haven't used this since early this year. Yeah, since early this year. So since no, yeah, I think I still use this in the wintertime. Yeah, I still use this in the wintertime, even though it's really small. I would just, if I were wearing my thick shearling gloves, I would just put them on a table, or I don't know, if I was running errands, I would make sure I have enough space to put them in there and maybe just not zip it. Would I recommend this bag? 100% yes. I love this bag. I have been shown pictures from an SA or a sales associate in comparing the Turenne PM, MM, GM, and the Sienna GM. This is just my personal preference, but I don't overstuff it like I said. However, if I do add my iPad mini 2 in there, because the strap, oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot to add the width or the thick or the width of the strap, and the width of the strap is a little over 1/2 inch. So it is quite thinner than the Speedy. And I have noticed if I do add my iPad mini 2, which I do prefer to bring them a lot of times, in case I'm going to like certain appointments when I know I'm going to be waiting, or sitting around and, you know, not be going around like a supermarket or going shopping, and then I can read a book. I would really prefer to bring my iPad mini, and that does happen a lot. So, I mean, I also like the option for that. So when I do put my iPad mini in here, it becomes really heavy, and it's because of the iPad mini. This bag is very, very lightweight. Also compared to the Sienna PM, the Sienna PM is definitely heavier than this. Definitely heavier to me. So I do recommend that if you are carrying so many things, and especially even if you're carrying a few things and you're not overstuffing it, but they are heavy things, like if you're carrying a lot of electronics, maybe just heavy items like maybe cameras or those SLR cameras, or anything that is heavy, like maybe a can of soda or a bottle of water. This can be really heavy. So the downside of that is the strap. What I've noticed, if I put anything heavy in it, it actually digs in my shoulder. It doesn't dig in my shoulder so bad that it gives me red marks. It's just uncomfortable. And I would prefer it not to be, because when I do put my iPad mini with my Speedy Bandier and also in my Noe, it doesn't really hurt my shoulder very much compared to this one. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. But if you're not sensitive to stuff like that, I mean, you know, this will be perfect. I love the part of this bag that it is very cute and very small, and it's very versatile because you can hand carry it this way, put it in the crook of your arm. And whenever I use this, I always have the hooks attached, and that's my personal preference due to the fact that I want it to be, if I'm holding it this way, you know, when I'm leaving my car or I'm going in my car, I also want the preference that if I don't want to hold it this way anymore and I want the strap, it's already there and I don't have to fish for it and attach it. So that's just how I wear my bags. I always keep these straps, and the straps might be just dangling in the bottom here, but I like that option, just the convenience of it. That's always my preference. So I was contemplating on getting the MM and possibly the GM of the Turenne, because I love how it's just so beautiful. The way it's designed is just so beautiful to me. However, due to the fact that when I'm adding an iPad mini in there, it can get kind of heavy, and the strap is just a little bit more uncomfortable for me. I have been kind of back and forth, and I was kind of just thinking that what I'm going to just keep in my wish list, if ever I want to get it, is just to the MM, maybe. That's a very huge maybe for me, because I don't want to put my iPad mini in the bigger one as well, and I'm still going to have that uncomfortableness. So I have been looking for different designs, and I am leaning towards other designs And again, I go back and forth. I will put it on my wish list on the Louis Vuitton website, and I will take it off. And this is periodically. So I have seen and heard people share their experiences with the Turenne GM and the MM, and they love it. They don't have an issue with the strap. And like I said, that's my personal preference for me. I think I just have really sensitive shoulders. That to me, and I do add my iPad mini, and I do like the preference and convenience that and the option that if I do want to bring my iPad mini, I'm comfortable the whole time. So if you're interested in the Turenne PM, which I highly recommend, if you're interested in the MM and GM as well, I've already given my my pros and cons, and it's only because of the strap. I do recommend the MM and the PM. I mean the MM, PM, and GM. But if you're like me and your shoulders are sensitive, maybe just stick with a PM and not go with an MM and a GM. I know some people out there do tend to overstuff their bags. The bigger the bag, the heavier stuff they put in there. So if you're those types of people, maybe you want to stick with a PM, just due to the fact that it could be kind of uncomfortable for you and your shoulders right here. But if you're one of those people that overstuffs them or just adds heavy stuff, not overstuffing it, and it weighs it down, but your shoulders are not that sensitive, you're probably one of those people that have Neverfulls and other thinly strapped bags and put a lot of stuff in there, then go ahead. I would recommend the GM and the MM. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions that I didn't really cover, please feel free to add that in the comment section so that I can do an updated video. I hope you really enjoyed my video, and I tried to be as detailed as possible, and I tried to share my entire experience with just the bag itself. I hope you give me a thumbs up, and I hope that you enjoyed my video enough that you're going to subscribe to my channel. And that should make sure that whenever I do upload a new video, you're going to be updated every single time. So thank you so much for watching and stopping by on my channel. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.